All right. Welcome to another Woods Report.
Tuesday.
Whew. You don't have no Tuesday song? You always do a
Monday and Friday. Hump day, Wednesday. I would notice that when I was
How
in
come
the
they don't
office.
have that Camel anymore? He used to come on and say, guess what day it is?
Guess what day it is. But that was an old commercial. They probably need to come up with something. I even forgot what product that was.
That was, oh, you're right. What
product was that?
Maybe that's why they got rid of him.
Guess what day it is? He was this hump day. It's hump day. I didn't recognize days like that, and that's when I was working in the office. That's when I noticed.
So we let everybody. Hopefully, they had their notifications is on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give everybody time to come in.
I must have mine off of this one show because I was always notified.
Yeah, you got to turn
one show came on.
You got to turn your notifications on.
Yeah, and I may have turned it off by mistake.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes YouTube does it.
Really?
They'll unsubscribe people or they'll turn people's notifications off and stuff.
Why you think that?
I don't know.
Unless us knuckleheads.
I think it's the computer. You know it's a computer, so everything is weird. Maybe they've been sending you notifications. You don't go to people's show or something. I don't know. So after a while, it just goes, you know what? We're not going to do this anymore.
Notify her because she ain't coming in.
Right. But I don't know. But a couple of people in the news, there's some news I don't even... Like, remember you was talking about Diddy's son and stuff, and I'm like, I don't even want to talk about this.
Follow that, though, because if it gets bigger, they haven't
and then
found
you don't even know if
Diddy.
it's real or anything.
Well,
so.
They said, the girl said she was
that
violated.
That don't mean nothing. Any girl can say that.
Well, we got to take people serious when they say
I mean, we take them serious, but that don't mean they telling the truth.
No, it'll be all allegedly. But the point is, she came forth.
Yeah.
And said she was violated.
So we'll watch that story and see what happens.
And people are not surprised.
No, that would
like
be
father, like son kind of thing, and you don't like that.
But... Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Rihanna.
She in the news.
Rihanna is in the news. She always in the news. But
she's trying to get after that baby.
What?
After her
2 babies.
Yeah, that second baby.
She got 2 babies. Emerald says, salutations to everyone. Hey, salutations to you too.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Rihanna, what's going on with Rihanna?
Maybe most people try to do that shock thing where they get people all outraged and then they'll watch it and then keep talking about it until it goes viral.
Rihanna goes viral after posing in a sultry nun attire for the latest magazine cover.
Like how Madonna would do. Remember? Madonna
We're
always
still doing that in
shocking.
2024.
Yep. It kept her relevant. Even at the negative side of it. It's like, ooh, Madonna, what she do now?
Somebody said, and I agree with it, they don't do this for no other religion. Because they know that if they did this for Muslims or Jews, Judaism, they'd be canceled.
Yeah. Somebody else brought that up on Facebook.
With Christians, people know they can do whatever they want.
Talk about Jesus,
they
make fun of him on the cross.
Anything.
Talk about,
because they know Christians ain't going to do nothing. But they know that if she would have came out with something Jewish, sexual, she'd be canceled.
Well, in a way, there are Christians
and killed if she did something Muslim.
But think about it this way. I'm thinking about it on another side of that. That's why
turn the other cheek.
No. Christians who are involved in politics are trying to change laws according to the Bible. That's why we have this big thing about abortion.
Right.
And women's rights. Oh, no, let God deal with that. Let him make the decision. Or anything else that they feel the Bible. So they try to get you.
If you turn that light on, I wonder if it makes a difference. The kitchen. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but go ahead.
Not that one. No.
The kitchen. Yeah. Oh, it did make a little difference. Okay.
They try to do it on that way, whereas the comments about nuns, because nuns are Catholic, so nobody cares about Catholic. Remember, you said, they already think that they're not Christians. So anything Protestant versus Catholic, they're thinking nuns, priests, rosary. Who cares? But I think a lot of conservative Christians are trying to change laws.
Well, it said on Tuesday, April 9th, Interview Magazine took to its official Instagram account to share a post revealing Rihanna as the cover star on its latest issue. In the shot, Rihanna poses in a black and white headdress. It's none. It's typically worn by nuns. Additionally, re-rocked an unbuttoned white top, blue eyeshadow, and sultry red lipstick.
What do you call
That's what they got it
the
on
top,
here.
the hat part. Mm-hmm. It's a name for that.
COIF.
No, the habit. What do you call it?
Well, they got it COIF here.
Oh, we know there was a name for it when Whoopi played the nun.
I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, Interview Magazine also shared a clip of Rihanna on set posing for the shots. In the video, the singer clutches her chest area while posing for the shots. So social media people, entered in and had their little critiques. Some appeared to feel the shot's creative direction was offensive, while others, like Erykah Badu, of course, she wouldn't feel, were here for it. Why would Erykah Badu think that's... She don't probably even like that, Catholic and stuff, because she don't like that white Jesus, and right. She's, I believe she's Black Israelite. I believe she's a Black
Hebrew.
Yeah. Okay. While Instagram users, somebody said the industry loves to mock God. Yeah. It's overdone and tired. Yeah, that's what I said.
It's weak.
We still doing sexy nuns.
It don't even matter.
In 2024?
Mm-hmm. Jesus had a girlfriend. Mm. Who cares? Yeah. It's not shocking anymore.
Well, obviously it is, because people losing their minds because she wore this thing. Well, meanwhile, Erykah Badu showed support by writing "Fly AF." Instagram users said, when are we going to stop tolerating the mockery of Christianity? Somebody says it's a no for me, and I'm not even that religious. Somebody said we respect every religion except Christianity. Yeah. Somebody said this is getting tired. Out of all the concepts that they decided to go with, mocking Christianity, super annoying. Get away from me with this.
But she's mocking the nun, right?
What is she saying in this? What are we doing now?
I didn't see it as Christianity.
On this latest sexy nun, I think she's saying
sexy nun.
Nuns probably want to get out and do everything they can. Uh-huh. This is another side of them or something. Maybe that's
that's another side where they dream and imagine and fantasize.
Somebody said sexualizing a nun is nasty work. The people in the industry would tell us over and over again that they think of relationships with God and don't care what they do.
But you know what? On the other side of that, because I went to a Catholic school and I had an opportunity from first grade on to junior to be around nuns, and even later on in the years I was there, some of the nuns didn't wear the whatever that word is, where they wear their outfit.
Habit,
whatever. If y'all know that word, go ahead and put it in the chat. I remember Sister Diane in 6th grade. She didn't wear one. She wore the little hat sometimes, but you wouldn't know she
wasn't a full.
No, maybe she didn't wear the whole thing. They wore the whole outfits from 1st grade to whatever, and then as we got older, a lot of them were wearing a little bit more, kind of like in the movie Sister Act, that young one.
That's what I said.
They probably thinking, because I remember
she was like in training.
No, Sister Diane was for real. She was older.
No, I'm talking about in the movie.
Oh, in the movie, we would think, Sister Diane, did y'all ever want to get married? As we got older, we would ask those questions. Did you ever want to get married? And did you have one of kids? And no, I'm married to Christ and I'm dedicated, whatever. So we as kids would go, I wonder, do they fantasize about being with a man?
So, but
I'm saying, in the background, do they even touch each other?
But what we were saying is, that's old though.
I know, but still,
it's 2024.
They try to get people all, oh, how dare you? Oh, offend God.
I think
talking about the priest and the nuns.
And my thing with Rihanna is, she don't have to do that.
She don't.
It's not like she's not Doja Cat or something. Yeah. Somebody who's like, oh, I always got to be shocking.
Yeah. That's not her,
That's something Doja Cat would do, or Lizzo or something.
Maybe she trying to...
What is she doing?
I don't know.
You're a billionaire, for God's sakes. Yeah. You got 2 kids.
She don't have to do it. What are
you doing?
Well, Madonna was known for that, though.
But you ain't seen her do it in the coming up. now Madonna's famous. You don't see her doing that now.
Yeah, now she just comes late, shows up late to her concert.
That's somebody who is trying to get people to talk about them. They trying to get a buzz going. Why is she trying to get a buzz going for something?
I don't know. But every time you see things like this in the news, they're trying to beef up people to get involved or whatever. Maybe they're trying to sell something. Like we keep talking, going back to the comedian. What's his name? Pimp Down.
All it does.
Those comments to me and the craziness to try to get go viral.
All to me that it does is it's another thing that's going to make Trump president. It's just another thing because people they think that people on the left have gone too far. They think that they not spiritual, that they want to send the world to hell. It just buys into the narrative of the people on the right who are far gone, who think everybody that's not Republican or whatever is going to hell. Because they're going to use that. They're going to say, see, Rihanna's even dressing up like a sexy nun. Why does she have to be a sexy nun?
I didn't think about that, though.
That's what they're going to use. Because they always say the world is immoral. What is it? No morals. Mm-hmm. And that
but why would they go to Trump when they say that?
Because your alternative is Joe Biden, who is on the left. And they'll say that that's what's sending this country to hell.
But then it doesn't make sense if they're talking about morality.
None of the stuff they say makes sense. I'm saying that's what they think.
I'm saying even as a knucklehead coming into our country going moral versus immoral, they would not choose Trump as for morality. They would do fake Biden, like you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he fits the T.
The problem that they have
on a suit like me.
The problem they have on the right is that they chose Trump.
Yeah.
That's what
He's too extreme.
You can't
DeSantis.
You can't preach morality, and the guy you got leading your party is Trump.
DeSantis
That's the problem they have.
The one,
yeah, they should have went with Mike Pence or DeSantis. Even ugly Tim Scott. Anybody on the stage. Anybody on the stage.
It's an ugly Tim Scott.
But it's drawing a line through the country. People who think that the world is going to hell and that the people gonna send us there, and then people who think that they're moral and feel like you should vote morality.
Well, it goes back to me. In my opinion,
she didn't have to do it. That's all I'm saying.
In my opinion, I thought of the Sinead O'Connor. I don't think people will be outraged like they really were outraged with her with the Pope. Yeah, because the Pope is considered, as this high level, right? Nuns or priests, because priests have been in the news for so many times for violating.
Don't say words.
Kids. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. The Catholic Church right now, whether there's a large number of followers, right? People already go, "Oh no!" And who cares? Who cares?
Right. And my thing is, they should look at the Catholic Church. But what's the purpose of it when you Rihanna?
I know.
That's all I'm saying.
Does she have a new album coming out?
I don't get it.
You would know. Does she have a new album coming out? So why would she do this?
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking she would do it because she has a new album. Because she got the top Beyonce in the country thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I get it when you want to be shocking and all that. Like Beyonce with being a naked cowgirl and all that. I got it. Right. You trying to break into cowboy western.
Somebody posted.
So you want to dress naked so everybody can be talking about. They either going to talk about your music or they're going to talk about what you're wearing. I got it. You want a shock value. But what's Rihanna? Why is Rihanna being shocking?
Speaking of Beyonce and the Cowboys, somebody posted on Facebook that was she trying to get to do a gig in the Carnegie, what's that?
I know what you're talking about.
That place, the Western.
I don't know.
Where country music is played. Or at Old Opry or something.
Okay.
And I think they didn't allow her to or something.
But
so I wonder if that's fake news.
That's fake
because
news.
I replied saying, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, they got a number of fans. Yeah. They don't even need to go to the
Grand Ole Opry.
They don't even need to go to these places. But if they wanted to, let them play wherever they want to play.
That's fake.
But you think that's fake?
That's fake.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out why she did it. To me, it's played. Mm-hmm. It's
been used before.
It's been used. Mm-hmm. You could have came
a nun with a sexy outfit on.
You could have come shocking a whole lot of other ways.
A priest doing things. We didn't seen it all.
You getting attention, but it's not. it's a small attention. It's not on CNN and nobody's making a big deal about it. Like you said with Sinead O'Connor.
And you're not being canceled like the Sinead
You're not being canceled. It's just, at this point, I agree with what everybody's saying. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
You're like a flea or something flying around the house and we gotta, and to me, to be who you are, Rihanna, you just was on the Super Bowl the year before. Mm-hmm. You a billionaire with your fashion line. I never thought you could sing, but your songs are always good. Mm-hmm. You Rihanna, you famous. Mm-hmm. To be classified as a gnat or a fly in somebody's house is a downplay to me.
There's got to be a reason.
So I don't know why people like Erykah Badu with her crazy self is cheering that on.
Well, she's saying freedom of how you feel, religion, anything. If you feel
this way. But she shouldn't be cheering that on. She should be saying something like, I love you, Reed, but you could be more shocking than this. Why don't you come out naked or something? That would shock everybody. Everybody be like, I don't think she's ever posed on a magazine naked.
Can she?
She has been naked on social media and stuff, but she's never posed naked on a magazine.
I don't know what her people sat there and thought that this would be a good one, but I don't know. She's getting mixed views, but apparently y'all talking about it. We talking about it.
I'm talking about it. Nobody else is.
Nobody else? TMZ is not talking?
I don't know. Did TMZ talk about this? Let's look it up.
Because usually
if she didn't get on TMZ, it's over.
I'm thinking if it's on major TV shows or networks like Extra.
You think they'll talk about it? Maybe they'll talk about it.
They may.
It happened today, I think.
Oh, so give them some time if they feel like it's big news. And it's not in her character or why she doing this. Because, they tend to have their input on things.
I didn't know. I'm looking at TMZ. I didn't know Jay Leno's wife has dementia. Did you know that, Ma?
Oh, that's sad.
Well, he is old. Yeah.
That's sad. When your spouse.
I don't see anything.
Nope. So maybe it's not big news or to them, or they haven't got the news yet.
It's only the reason why I'm talking about it, only because I feel like Rihanna could do better than that. Mm-hmm. She's much bigger.
She can come up with some more shocking.
For you to have a shocking magazine cover and you're not even on TMZ, that's not good. Mm-hmm. To me, she downplayed herself. Erykah Badu is stupid. I used to like Erykah Badu, but the more she talks, the more dumb she sounds to me.
Why you say that?
She just sounds, a lot of stuff she says. I used to think Erykah Badu was like really intelligent and she was like very, would say things that make you go, oh, wow, okay. Mm-hmm. And now it's just,
for me,
she says stuff that's just
in my opinion, but in my opinion, she's like Kanye. There could be some little truth in what they say, but because
now nobody listens to them.
Yeah, because they've gone so far to the other side. You don't know if they smoking some or he didn't take his meds.
And I don't like that for her. Something. I don't like that. You know what? The more I'm starting to understand this, and maybe because I'm getting older, because we used to put celebrities kind of up on pedestals back in the day when we were younger. Mm-hmm. The older you get and the more social media is ruining for them.
It is.
Because back in the day, they didn't have social media. So if they were stupid or they said stuff stupid, we didn't know. Mm-mm. But now they have social media. So when they say stuff, we go, he's stupid.
It's capturing everything now. It's like Big Brother watching all the time. If we didn't know about you 30 years ago, unless a news reporter found out, and it was on the news or National Enquirer. Remember the National Enquirer? A lot of people read that, and a lot of us went, that's fake. You're talking about fake news? We didn't know what was real or not in the National Enquirer. But it was all in that type of setting. But
notice the best celebrities today are the ones that's not on social media.
Yeah.
We don't know if Denzel Washington is an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Or his kids.
They don't say nothing. If his son was always on social media talking, we would say his son is stupid. He say some of the dumbest things. Wow. We don't know. We just know he has a movie coming out. Let's all go see the movie. Yeah. That's how we don't know.
Or his one son is in a movie now.
But when they talk all the time.
I know.
And like even The Rock, just do wrestling. Yeah. When he talks wrestling, we love him. His movie coming out. When you sit down across from a news person and you talk politics, you sound stupid.
If you don't make sense.
Yeah. If you don't make sense.
So there are people who have talked politics and they're still good. Make sense.
Exactly. But they not stupid.
Right.
We stupid. On something. So we come here every day and talk on this show. We're gonna say stuff that people gonna be like, "That's stupid."
They don't know what they talking about, and I'm used to
they right
because that's our opinion. The funny thing,
you're absolutely right. I don't know.
We give opinions on stuff we don't even know about.
Exactly.
I tried to,
I put a thing on the show. This is not a show you come to for educated conversation,
deep information, and really important stuff to go forth with. Then one thing we can
just talk about what's going on.
The one thing I can say is, you can call me crazy, whatever you want to, but my faith, you can't knock that.
Oh yeah,
faith. We for real on that.
When you talk about God,
I mean, there's flaws here and there in our lives, but still we keep it real on that.
No, we know when we're talking about what God has done for me.
But because you can't mess with no one's testimony.
No.
But when I had posted on somebody's page with the Caitlyn thing on Facebook, and I had made, and I do it nicely. I don't be mean when I post. I say, I wish everybody leave her alone. And they always, and she is carrying a heavy load, like that coach said, because people are dogging her out. She ain't ready for the WNBA. We'll forget about her name in a year. And I said, it's unfortunate people are throwing shade on her. I said, I see her going places. I said, even though people may feel she don't deserve it, whatever, I still see her going places, and it's called favor. Okay. And I said, Charles Barkley, he's never won a championship.
Well, he was against Michael Jordan.
No, I'm just saying, his team never won. He don't have one
that was
ring.
Michael Jordan.
But the point I'm making, he played even beyond Michael Jordan.
Not really.
He didn't play just.
He was that decade.
He had time to win. His team just never won. But the point I was making with that, and that's what I'm saying, it don't matter that he has a ring or not, because look at where Charles Barkley is now.
Yeah, just be good.
So be good player, whatever, whether your team wins or not. And the guy came back with a very good reply. Mm-hmm. We all just feel that she's not a strong player. She may not have a chance and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Charles Barkley was a very strong player, regardless of that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I had to back down and go, I don't know nothing about Caitlyn.
I don't know.
I didn't watch one game.
And your friend
I'm making points about stuff.
And your friend posted her pushing people all on the court and stuff. Yeah, they
showed videotapes of Caitlyn being rough.
I didn't know she pushed people
doing that.
Stuff.
I'm like, dang, she's not nice.
So we said that's a nice girl. Leave her alone. There's people come and say, nice girl.
That girl be almost fussing at the referees.
Right. We don't know.
But that's our opinion.
That's just our opinion. And if you don't like it, then you print something or post something and say, I don't agree, and this is why.
Because M. Perk, hopefully he comes on today.
He's right there.
Oh, you on there? You say you don't agree with some of the stuff we made, and you're right, because you like them sisters right now, they don't know what they talking about.
But that's what I'm saying. Back in the day, celebrities would do stuff we didn't know because we didn't have social media. Yeah. So to me, going back to Rihanna, I didn't know she was stupid. I thought she's a billionaire. She's smart,
why you say she's stupid,
intelligent. Because this brings her from being a billionaire, fashion icon, down to a gnat.
She has resulted to
something stupid and ridiculous.
It wasn't needed.
It's not needed
to sell.
And if you are going to be shocking, can you do something that hasn't been done 150 million times?
Yeah,
the sexy nun.
Yeah, that's played out.
That's played out. You're a gnat. You're a gnat and a fly in somebody's house. And you're not even making news. And she's so much more bigger than that.
Yeah. So you're just pretty much saying you're disappointed that
I'm disappointed.
Is going down that road.
What's the purpose?
Yeah, that's true. What can we say?
And you're not even sexy. Is that what it is? You look more like a crackhead. With the blue eyeshadow, the lipstick. Mm-hmm. She looks more like a prostitute. Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. You want to show a nun instead of a sexy nun, a nun as a prostitute. Is that what she's trying to say? Is she trying to say the Catholic Church is prostituting itself?
I don't know.
Maybe. Is that this deep message that's coming out of this?
Is that a message?
Maybe that's the message. The Catholic Church. All right, here we go. I just put this message out for Rihanna. The Catholic Church is prostituting itself. So I'm going to appear on a magazine looking like a $2 prostitute dressed in a nun outfit. That ought to tell you. And maybe the next thing will be a pimp dressed as a priest or the Pope, driving up to me and saying something. That's my thing.
A priest driving up in his ride with his women in the back, his nuns be in the back.
So my message as Rihanna is the Catholic Church is prostituting itself. That's my message.
Okay.
All right. We figured it out, y'all. It took us only 20 minutes.
I mean, it could go another way as well, but if that's one message you got out of this.
All right. Justice says, hey, ladies, just for all. Cotillia says, hi, ladies and mama. M. Perk says, hi, ladies. Hi, everyone. And Emerald says she is still trying to stay relevant and trending.
That's it.
But at least do something that hasn't been done.
What she came out
150 million
There's
times.
movies even out. It was some scary horror movie.
I know.
With the nuns she's going to the convent and they're weird and they're doing something to her.
Yeah.
So movies are even showing that side of Catholic faith, crazy and weird, and she's doing the sexual part of it.
Trying to do
They've
something.
been doing that for years, though.
So it's over, Rihanna.
Yeah, this is kind of
You're not even major news.
Old news.
Okay. Now this isn't the guy, I don't think, but
you don't think?
No, because this isn't the one that I have here. This guy right here, I think that's him. Maybe it's not. Who knows? An 18-year-old Idaho guy, teen, was arrested Saturday and accused of plotting to off churchgoers in his town in the name of that group, that terrorist group, according to court documents unsealed Monday.
In Israel, that's fighting Israel. It's a different group.
Oh, you know the name? I know the name, but I'm trying not to say it. Okay. The first 10 seconds of the video, you can't say nothing. Oh, you can't say it? Okay. Okay, ISIS. Alexander McClure, whatever his name is, was charged in a criminal complaint with providing material support to a foreign terrorist organization. He remains in custody and has not entered a plea, according to court records. Investigators allege that this dude was about to attack at least one church in the area on April 7th, Sunday, with guns, knives, a flammable chemical. That's the part everybody's going, how did he get that? Like people just walking around with flame. They do go. Everything is sold on Amazon.
That's scary. You can buy it on Amazon.
So no more.
I fought Amazon for letting that even be sold.
So no more is it you just walk into a church and just shoot them up. Now you got to have a flamethrower and set everybody on fire.
Yep, you got to make sure they're out. Because if you just shoot them, somebody can still be there living with a bullet in their hand or arm or something.
He's accused of writing to an unnamed FBI source that he was set to stop close by the church, equip weapons, and storm the temple, killing as many people as he could. His goal, according to investigators, was to carry out an act of being a martyr before the end of Ramadan, the holy month observed peacefully by Islam practitioners across the globe, with prayer and fasting. Now, I remember I said this years ago, and it still holds true. With Muslims, not every Muslim is crazy like this guy and wants to kill everybody.
They're not extremists.
But the problem that they have is that if you don't speak out against them, people will label you the same thing.
They'll put you in that category.
They have the same issue that people have with gangs in neighborhoods. Everybody in that neighborhood is not in a gang.
Right.
Most people are law-abiding citizens who just want to go to work and come home. But when a gang has infected your area and nobody says anything because they're afraid, people label that area a gang neighborhood, and the gang is running it. Like New Jack City. Remember that he ran the apartment complex? It wasn't even everybody in the apartment. It was just him running it and making people who had to check in and get out and all of that. He ruled that area. And that's the same thing that I see with Muslims. If you don't speak out, people are automatically going to assume that you share the same thought. And a lot of it could have to do with them just being afraid.
Isn't that was partly what Malcolm X was trying to show when he went over to, what's the city he went to out of the country and saw Blue Eye Muslim, Mecca. And really, I believe he was trying to teach the peacefulness of all of us with different races of people, not just blacks, but we all love God. We all Allah, who you know who their God is, and He's a good God. We're treating one with respect. And then you got the extremists. You even got the extremists in Christianity.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So in every religion, every sect, there's an extreme group that go, yeah, we'll kill for God.
If you let
He don't like you, we'll take you out.
If you let what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene, speak for Christians, and nobody says anything other than she's a nut job, people will automatically start saying, well, all Christians think like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because she's going to be the loudest voice on the microphone.
9/11 put a bad rating on Muslim faith, the Islam, because of the 9th September 11th.
It says here in a newly released document, prosecutors described an evolution of beliefs beginning in 2022, when messages and posts allegedly revealed the teenager's interest in ISIS and his parents' apparent dissatisfaction with his religious beliefs. Now, this is where I say parents need to be held accountable. If you have a teenager who is all just coming up and he's interested in ISIS,
living in your house,
I think you need to do more than just be displeased. That's what it said.
Well, they didn't think he would do this.
If your son or daughter is starting to idolize ISIS, they will do more.
ISIS, because what ISIS stands for. If you
at least it should warrant you notifying the FBI or something so they can start watching him. I don't think it should just be you just not sad. You don't like it.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I know the father in Highland Park in this area whose son he bought his son the weapon, and his son, unfortunately, on the 4th of July took a lot of lives. Now his father's on trial too now for giving the son the gun. This one is a no-brainer. Their son is wanting to get involved or interested in a group that is like, whoa.
And it says here, court documents revealed he allegedly told members of ISIS chat that he had previously been in contact with the individual who was later arrested for providing financial support. Earlier this year, he met at a various point with confidential FBI source. And then I don't want to give them any, I don't want to help them out, people who follow these radical groups, because you're stupid in the beginning. That's probably why you're following them. Do you think you can send messages outside of this country, even outside of your home, and you don't think the government knows where it's going?
I don't think they think that through, or they may not care.
That's why I said they stupid.
Yeah, they may not think that through, like somebody's watching them or looking at their...
Don't you think they listening to the people? Remember, this is the FBI. That's why everybody was saying Diddy's done. They let a lot of small things go, or what they would consider small crimes, because they don't want to blow the cover of what they got going on. They don't want you to know. We've been following you for years. We've been listening to you for years.
Undercover private detective.
Yeah.
But then hopefully they're watching them enough to, like they did with this guy, where they stop them from
they're listening,
completing their plan.
They're on the other side.
They work on jobs where someone works.
Yeah.
They're
and they're also they're in ISIS. But there are guys in ISIS right now in another country who are informants, and they are high up in these groups, and they wait for somebody like this nut job to contact them and say they want to do something.
I personally feel since September 11, we've gotten better.
Oh, yeah.
Because we can all go back to September 11.
Well, that's when Homeland Security came.
Thank you. I remember talking to a young lady whose husband was trying to be a pilot, and he's a black man. He had a lot of walls that hit him where he had trouble trying to become a pilot. And she said it's unfortunate that the two or three that flew the plane on September 11th was from another country.
Thank you.
They quickly became a pilot. Her husband's struggling to be one. and they take the planes and take them whatever through the buildings. Yeah. So I figured that lit a match under our security and FBI and see all these groups now are watching.
They watching.
They don't want another September 11th situation.
I know y'all don't like me pulling up. What you gonna say, Mom?
Can I get a testimony?
Is this about?
Is it related to this?
No. Go ahead.
The name where I worked for many years.
No. You can say what it is. Go ahead. Not the name.
Private FBI.
He was in.
He was just a sloppy dope bag.
And he was in y'all.
He was working in the mail.
See.
My mother said informant.
He was an informant. My mother said at her job.
I remember. I worked there too.
He walked around like, you thought he was a gangbang.
And he wasn't. He was an informant.
He was an informant.
My mother said they had an informant at their job.
At her job years
ago. She thought he
was
just some old
She was
drug
like, where this man come from?
He was there because they was... and let me tell you, that company, I'm not saying the name of it, but that's a government-attached company.
Yeah.
So if there's some illegal stuff going on there, that affects the government.
And he worked right alongside of her. Well, she met him through that department. And I remember when they did the major bust on everybody, the parking lot was full of cops.
Now,
handcuffing people because he did his job. So this guy is a moron. Yeah.
But what I was getting ready to say, and I know y'all hate when I bring up Trump all the time. That's why the classified document case, the FBI they want him so bad on that. That's why Jack Smith wants him. You know why? Because in some of the documents he took home, it had names of informants. It had names of the guys in other countries who are informants. Mm. And when Hilda the maid can go in the washroom and open up a folder that has a guy risking his life in another country undercover because Dodo Bird decided he could bring stuff home and not get it cleared, that pisses the FBI off. Just a little.
Put people's lives in danger. Yeah.
So for all you morons who keep saying it's not, what's the big deal about him bringing home some documents?
And he was okay to do that because of his position.
And other people brought home documents. They didn't bring home documents that had informants in the folders.
And they were freely giving them back. They had to fight you to get them.
And missing files from Russia.
Yeah.
That they still don't know where they're at.
See?
That's why Jack Smith is after him. And the FBI. They had informants with this guy with ISIS. Now, can you imagine if this informant's name was in those documents that Comb Over brought over and put in his washroom in his underwear drawer? It trickles down. Yeah. Another church could have been slaughtered because his guy is exposed now. Mm-hmm. That's why.
People don't realize.
Dummies.
That. But they figure because of his position, he had the right to have them.
No, you don't. You don't have the right to have files that have informants' names in it. But I fought Biden. Guess why? I'm doing what the Republicans do. They put him on everything. The bridge got blown up. It's Biden.
Why you fought him for that?
Because why is he not saying this every single time he gets on the mic? He needs to say that Dodo Bird took home files that have FBI informants in it. He didn't just take home files. He needs to say everything that is wrong with Comb Over. He plays nice. And Comb Over doesn't. So I don't know. Whatever. Mm-hmm. If I was Biden, I'd get right up right now and say what I just said. Thank God we were able to get involved and stop this guy from assassinating people while they tried to go to church. This informant who helped us, this guy contacted him. That's why we don't like presidents. Well, I guess he can't because he took home some files. Mm-hmm. So he can't say nothing. Well, you see, when your hand is dirty, you can't say nothing. You can't say this is why we don't like presidents taking home files.
So there's your answer. That's why
that's
he's not
the
saying
answer.
You're absolutely right. He took files home, pens took them home.
You're right.
So leave that one alone.
Leave that one alone. When your hand is dirty, you can't say nothing. Isn't that sad?
You've done the same thing. Yeah. Just didn't keep them. You let them go back. In fact, you forgot where they were.
You're absolutely right. So. He was just to make people remember you took home files too. Mm-hmm. I answered my question while I was live on television on why we don't hear him say nothing.
Right.
Okay, Arizona Supreme Court rules a near total abortion ban from 1864 is enforceable. The ruling is on hold for 14 days, and voters will likely have a chance to weigh in on ballot. So it'll be overturned, Ma. My mother was talking about this. The voters are going to vote on this. And you know, most voters don't believe in strict... the Arizona Supreme Court ruled Tuesday that a 160-year-old near total abortion ban still on the books in the state is enforceable. A bombshell decision that adds the state to the growing list of places where abortion care is effectively banned. The ruling allows 1864 law in Arizona to stand that made abortion a felony, punishable by 2 to 5 years in prison for anyone who performs one or helps a woman obtain one. Wow. The law came 1901 and again came up in 1913. Mm-hmm. Outlaws abortion from the moment of conception, but includes an exception only to save the woman's life.
Oh, okay. There was one exception.
The Civil War law, enacted a half century before Arizona even gained statehood, was never repealed. An appellate court ruled last year that it could remain on the books as long as it was harmonized with a 2022 law, leading to a substantial confusion in Arizona regarding exactly when during pregnancy abortion was outlawed. It says it will shutter abortion clinics in the state, effectively undoes a lower court's ruling that stated that more recent 15-week ban from March 22nd superseded this 1864 law. So we'll see. The Arizona Supreme Court said it would put its decision on hold for 14 days, writing that it would send the case back to lower court so that the court could consider additional constitutional challenges that have yet been cleared up. So we'll see.
So they reached back in history with that law.
Democrats all the way up to President Joe Biden have blasted this ruling. Millions of Arizonians will soon live under an even more extreme and dangerous abortion ban, which fails to protect women even when their health is at risk. Well, that's not true because they said that if the mom, you see how
if the mom's body is in jeopardy, her health is in
jeopardy. Now you see, this is a Democrat saying this. That's not what the law said.
Right.
You didn't have to add that in there because that's not true.
It was real specific. If the exception is the mother's health.
But you see how both sides add on. I just said what the law was. So why would you say that as a Democrat?
Sound like Trump saying if you have a baby after 9 months.
I'm not saying it's a good law, but it specifically said
specific when you say
if the mother's health is at risk, it doesn't count.
Exactly.
You see how you gotta read stuff, and you can't just listen to these guys come on television and talk on both sides. Right? No, but they saying it if the case the mom health. That's not what this law is for.
If it's if the mom's health was in jeopardy, then the baby can be taken probably.
And I can't even say Democrats. This is from Biden. He said this.
Oh, okay.
And it's not true. He called the ban cruel and a result of extreme agenda of the Republican elected officials who are committed to ripping away women's freedom and vowed to continue to fight to protect reproductive rights. That's fine. Say that. Vice President Kamala Harris announced shortly after the ruling that she would travel to Arizona on Friday to continue her leadership in the fight for reproductive freedoms.
They want more than that one exception, pretty much.
The thing is,
I mean, if you're going to do exceptions, that one exception, there are other reasons why a woman can choose to have,
And then Biden said millions of Arizonans will soon live under even a more extreme and dangerous abortion ban. That's not true. They just said it's under a 14-day review, and they're taking it back to lower courts.
So it's still in the courts.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. You can't listen to either one of these guys.
I guess what he's saying too, trying to see the innocence of this. It could go that way.
Then say that.
So be careful how you word things. So
say
right now,
millions of Arizonans could find themselves in a band.
Right.
Don't say are.
Right.
And then don't say even at the risk of the mom.
Yeah.
When that's not written in the thing. You see how that's what I was trying to tell you, Mom.
The Attorney General in Arizona said she's not going to let them to the doctor.
That's fine. She's coming back saying, regardless of the way
medical
you rule,
profession is in trouble.
Yes.
They're trying to cover them as well. Like as a doctor or a nurse, or how do I handle this with situation that comes in my office?
Right.
So I won't be, in trouble legally or whatever.
So that's all I'm saying.
It's really sad. It's real sad because in certain situations, you got people there's different scenarios for each woman that's going through something. And and like even the Ohio girl that was 11 who was violated, I'm like, you forcing her to?
So they're telling you,
real hard one.
This is urgent. Every Arizonians have the opportunity to vote to enshrine the right to abortion in our Constitution this November. I'm confident that Arizonians will support this ballot measure, and I'm going to continue doing everything in my power to make sure it's successful. Mm-hmm. That's what Arizona Governor Hobbs said. Okay. So I think they're going to not vote for that, obviously. And let's see what the lower courts say, because their Supreme Court, state Supreme Court, shot it back down to the lower courts to make arguments about it. Okay. So we'll watch this. But the way that these people speak on both sides, you really got to go back and look at what is actually being said.
The sad thing about it, most people do not do their research on what they're hearing. Remember, I always bring up the book in the Bible in Acts, is the church that I think it was the apostles were speaking to. After they spoke about Christ or whatever, those people went back to their homes and they studied everything. Yeah. You hear on the news, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all of these comments. Yeah. Go and do your research and go, oh, this is actually the law in Arizona. Right. That news person was wrong. That politician wasn't clear. And then, too, we have to be careful with the news when we're watching it, because they'll take excerpts from it.
And the news, and also, too, when you watch the news, watch different viewpoints. Yes. Don't just watch Fox News or CNN News or MSNBC. Watch other news. Watch progressive. Watch other, because then you'll piece all of it together and say, oh, I see. They're bought by a company, so they're going to be more lenient on this one. Or their main sponsor is this. Yes. So they're not going to say nothing against such and such.
Yes. They'll control the narrative of how that information is being shared.
Jeanne says, where is Queen Major now? Costa Rica? What is Queen Major? Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
We don't know what that is, Jeanne. Ma, you burning something? Oh. What is Queen Major? Those who do their research won't know the status of Henyard's indictment. Oh, yeah. You're right.
What do you mean?
Henyard. Tiffany Henyard? Henyard's. Those who do their research won't want to know the status of Henyard's indictment.
We got to stay on top of that, because they got an investigative
We'll stay on that one, too. Well, no, now she is, they hired her. Lori Lightfoot.
Oh, yeah, they confirmed that. Oh, believe you me, Chicago will hear what's going on with Mayor Tiffany.
Yeah, we'll stay on
We'll hear, and that would be one where you don't have to do much research. Yeah. You'll either hear she's been X'd out or X'd in.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right, so there you go. Follow this story, too. Mayor. Queen Mayor. Oh, you talking about her. Yeah, Tiffany. I thought she said Queen Major. It's Mayor. Queen.
Because we talked about.
Where is Queen Mayor now? Yeah. We talked Costa Rica. Is she in Costa Rica? Did she
Is she fleeing the country? Because you now know that the former mayor is going to be investigating her.
Thank you.
That's not good.
And I saw, remember I told you that the Chicago people don't like Lori Lightfoot. And I was looking on Facebook. They don't like that she's investigating. They think Lori Lightfoot is a criminal.
Yeah. They had their.
I just know from outside.
They made their comments about her too.
I'm outside looking in. I like Lori Lightfoot, but I'm not from Chicago, so
I don't know what she didn't do or whatever.
But I thought Justice had a good idea yesterday when she said Kwame could do that.
The state's attorney general.
Jeanne says laugh out loud.
At no cost. I didn't know that. If that's true, you're right.
Yeah, we following that, Jeanne.
Yeah.
We following Queen Mary. She said Queen Mary.
And my prayer has always been improve or remove. Because I feel like improve, you may have an opportunity to do better and learn and grow from it. Or just be removed. Sit down.
All right. Once again, I'm trying to bring y'all up on latest beef.
I don't know what's going on with these ladies.
And the only reason why I do this is because I know that most of our audience would never listen to the City Girls.
And I'm like, who this woman?
But I know all these people and all these things because I watch everything.
Who this woman?
I watch young people stuff, old people stuff, everybody's stuff.
So who are these girls?
Now, you know who the City Girls are. We talked about them a lot.
Oh, I've heard the name City Girls.
I
looked at them. They look like two black girls. I don't know.
Now, we have talked about them a lot. Though.
Yeah, I've heard them. You talk about them.
Jeanne says the Costa Rican government just called the FBI. She could be there. Wow. We'll look that up tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Is she trying to flee the country?
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
That's not good.
I wish we had the energy and the time to do skits around some of the stuff that we talk about.
What do you mean?
Like some of the things we talk about, we do a skit. Because I would do a skit of her in Costa Rica.
What would you do, pray tell?
Drinking what is it, umbrella drink, and the FBI come and touch her on the shoulder and say, you do back in cold Chicago.
Hey, are you Tiffany? No.
Oh, so we doing the skit now with no clothes on?
No, but she wouldn't be she would make up a name. She wouldn't be her.
Yeah, she would make up a name.
Lie.
She said, I'm Beyonce. You're not Beyonce. Yes, I am.
Oh, Lord.
But anyway, and the chief of police be right next to her with an umbrella drink. All right.
Okay.
Well, all good. That's what the Shade Room says. Young Miami and JT expressed their mutual love online after a viral heated exchange.
Oh, they're friends now?
Again, I say this so that when the young people come to y'all talking about stuff or they in the room talking about something, they won't look at you like you don't know nothing.
These girls had a falling out.
Remember, the City Girls is a group, okay? They kind of started this whole trend of girls talking about getting money from men and I don't really need a relationship. I just need him to give me his wallet. I'm not trying to be...
Pay my bills.
Pay my bills. Say, pay my bills. Can you pay
my telephone bill?
Okay. They're the next generation of that.
Still saying.
They not saying pay my telephone bill. They saying buy me a house, buy me a Maybach, a car, take me around the world. Beyonce and them was saying pay my telephone bill. Mm-hmm. These girls took it to a whole nother level. Okay? That's what the City Girls were. And then we found out in real life they really wasn't City Girls. They was just singing, but in real life they
was paying their own bills.
Pay their own bills. They go with men that that are regular guys. JT is with Little Uzi.
So they were singing fantasy songs.
Well, some girls listen to it and they don't know. They think it's for real.
I'm in fantasy world.
They got you out there looking stupid, trying to be a city girl. And they being housewife Susan in real life. Okay.
That's true because you got to be careful what these artists are singing about. A lot of them are not living
exactly. That's just, it's fake.
Okay.
So they grew up together. They was together before they became famous. Oh. They became famous together, being the City Girls.
They're friends, good friends.
Very good friends.
Wow.
I got your back, you got my back. If you say something about one of them, the other one will come out swinging. Okay? Then I think what happened is they both got into serious relationships. JT, because they getting older. They young, but they getting older. Mm-hmm. JT started hanging with Little Uzi. So she didn't hang around Young Miami as much as she used to when she was single.
Okay.
Young Miami, we all know, got caught up with Diddy.
It's like anybody that gets caught up with Diddy now, everybody go,
So we don't know.
Back then, it was, yeah. Now it's...
So we don't know what was going on around then. But we know Young Miami, she didn't want to perform as much anymore. Mm-hmm. Diddy had given her...
Like the salt and pepper thing?
Yeah, Diddy had...
One wanted to still keep it moving, and the other one's like, I've
like Mary.
Yeah, like Mary. The one sister's like, I got to take care of my family, and my marriage got to be, strengthened.
Tina.
And the other one said, I got to keep on singing. I got to keep singing.
JT is, I got to keep on singing.
Oh, okay.
I want to keep hustling. I want to keep getting out on the stage. I want to keep doing it.
Okay.
And Young Miami was like,
I'm just chilling.
I got a fan. I got kids. I'm with Diddy. He giving me my own talk show. Ooh. I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting money that way. I don't really need to go out and sing. And she wasn't really the strongest rapper anyway. It was JT.
So she was happy to get favor on that other side.
So when they started growing apart, and people started noticing it anyway, because they wasn't hanging around each other as much. So then they decided, we'll do our own stuff. Young Miami, you go ahead with Diddy and do your shows and all this other stuff. And JT said, I'm gonna go out and sing on my own, like Erica. With the sisters.
Or the Mary Marys.
Mary. Okay. Erica said, I'm gonna go out and do my albums on my own.
She's doing very well by herself.
Same thing with JT.
Okay.
So then people started coming at JT saying, you nothing without the City Girls. When she was a City Girl, she was singing. They were selling out crowds at big arenas, and they had the backing of all these famous people.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. When she became JT singing on her own, she was singing at a club. Oh. So people started clowning her, saying you singing in front of 20 people, and they not even listening to you.
Oh, so it wasn't quite like the Mary Marys thing.
No.
Because Erica
is not singing in front of 20 people.
She's doing well.
So JT, she didn't take, people cracking on her and stuff. She was like, whatever, you got to start if I got to start from the bottom again, I'll start from the bottom. Yeah, okay. She named a lot of other people in the rap game who broke away from groups, and they had to start from the bottom again and work their way back up again. Mm-hmm. And then Young Miami is doing well because she was attached to Diddy. So her show was winning awards. She's winning, even though the show's stupid, she was winning awards because of Diddy. Okay. So then after a while, other rap girls start coming at her. Because, that's the rap game. They start coming at you. Your raps ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You ain't number one. I'm number one. All of that. Okay. And it seemed like she was fighting for her life on social media. Young Miami was nowhere to be found. Every time JT would get in an argument or something, somebody come for her, Young Miami will show up days later after the argument is down and go, what's going on? I wasn't on social media. What's going on, JT? And JT will be like, nothing. I've been swinging for myself. And then Young Man, I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. I was busy. I didn't know what was going on. So after a couple of times of doing that, JT is like, it's coming to a point, I know you're not there for me. Mm-hmm. But every time somebody say something about you, Young Miami, I come out swinging.
Oh, she does?
They talked about Young Miami holding that stupid sign up about Go Poppy when Diddy was on the stage. And JT came out and spoke for her. Anything people say something, JT's right there. Okay. So she didn't like how Young Miami's always a few days behind coming in saying what's going on.
She had her back, though.
So she wrote some songs, and in the songs, Young Miami felt like it was some jabs against her. You not there, no. Okay. And then they just stopped talking altogether. Now, you would think being friends growing up together, they can get on the phone and talk to each other.
You would think. Sometimes that happens in real life.
So the most recent argument that JT is going through is with Glorilla. Glorilla, the rapper. Glorilla? They both going against each other. Oh. And Glorilla called JT ugly. And JT said, "You're not in any position to call anybody ugly."
Not calling nobody ugly.
That's what JT said. You shouldn't be calling anybody ugly.
Yeah, she has an average.
So they go back and forth, and no Young Miami. And this time, I think JT decided to say something. Where's Young Miami? Other people saying something. Mm-hmm. She sleep again. She gonna show up 3 days later after you done.
So they were making jokes of
right. And Young Miami showed up and said, in other words, I'm not saying nothing. JT said all she needed to say in her last rap. JT came back and said, I didn't say nothing about you. If you thought it was about you, why didn't you pick up the phone and ask me? It's not like we strangers. That rap wasn't about you. So then they go back and forth. It gets really vicious. They go back and not vicious, really. Mm-hmm. They could get worse, but they don't. They just go back and forth. You ain't there for me. No. And then Saucy Santana jumps in because, he's best friends with Young Miami. Mm-hmm. And JT tells him, why don't you stay out of it? You always in everybody's business. You're part of the problem. That's what she was saying. Mm-hmm. So then he said, well, excuse me. I was trying to help. Whatever. Now he's in it. It's so stupid. Uh-huh. So then they finally said, let's speak offline. So then they speak offline, and apparently they come back, and that's why the Shade Room says it's all good now. Because the last post from them was, I love you, I love you. In other words, they was kind of saying, in my opinion, God bless you, even though we're not in each other's lives anymore, we good. That's how everybody walked away with it.
They probably should have had this discussion before.
That's what everybody's saying.
Why they waited so late to do this? They had built up and got ugly and everything.
Yes.
They could have literally had this discussion before. One of them could have said, let's talk.
Yes. So it looks like they back together. They're not back together.
As friends.
But they are, whatever they're
cordial. They're not as beefing with each other.
Yes.
Okay.
So now Saucy Santana decides he needs to come out and he needs to say him and JT had a conversation offline too. And I guess they good now or something. I don't know. I haven't read today's post, but apparently he's saying something. Mm-hmm. It says, I love you, I'm moving on. To me, that means they're not coming back together again.
Okay. Well,
it just says, I love you.
You said the Miami, what's her name?
Young Miami.
Young Miami pretty much was clear that I don't want to go back doing this anymore.
Yes. So what's going on now? I say all of this.
My road journey that I'm on now with Diddy.
I say all of this to say this will come up again because of the Diddy, what's going on with Diddy.
Miami.
And Young Miami is listed as a sex worker.
Ooh.
That he had her doing stuff and was paying her for it.
Oh, Lord. Do you think that'll come out?
So then 50 Cent.
What he doing? He trolling everything.
He trolls.
He's following this just to put something out.
He jumps in when Young Miami and JT are arguing, and he's like, say it ain't so. In other words, these two girls that we love so much is fighting. All because Young Miami went on somebody's show and said she was a whore.
That JT was a whore?
No, that Young Miami is a whore. She said she was a whore.
She said it?
Yes.
About herself?
Yes.
Why?
Thank you. So 50 Cent is saying the same thing. Why would you say that and you got a sex worker case coming up? She said it before that, but Young Miami came back and said, 50, I wasn't saying whore like how y'all say whore. I was saying that it's in other words, she's saying it's a term of endearment. It's like the N-word now that dude said.
You got to be clear on that, boo. Especially when you are maybe involved with Diddy and the situations he's going through.
So 50 Cent, who he can't stand Diddy, he said, I'm going to leave Young Miami alone, y'all. I'm going to show her some grace. I put her in my new show, BMF. And he said, let's leave Young Miami alone.
So she in there?
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched the episode of it.
So now everybody's into, let's just leave Young Miami alone. She got so much going on.
She may be pulled in.
But 50 Cent said, let's leave Young Miami alone. She's not a sex worker, not like those others. And the others is one of them, his baby mama.
Yeah. I'm trying to be
So
funny.
then she chimes in. This is a whole soap opera. His baby mama chimes and said, who's the others? 50.
Am I part of the others?
Say the name.
Come on, Negro. You didn't open a can of worms now. He likes doing that.
He loves doing that.
You can see him. I can see him doing that to all of these people with his big teeth showing, smiling. Because that's all you see is his teeth.
So on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne said, I don't like this. I don't like seeing the city girls fight online. Why does everybody have to put everything online?
Because that's what you just said. Social media is just airing out everybody's dirty laundry.
He said, y'all friends in real life. Why can't you pick up the phone and call somebody?
I don't even know. I really don't. Social media is just making us look so foolish as, human beings in this world. It shows crazy. It acts crazy. It just, you're like living in a glass house if you're constantly posting and we know your mess. How will we know what you just knew?
You wouldn't know unless you watch what I watched.
So you've seen
now the reason why, again, the only reason why I bring this up, because y'all know I don't bring up all these stupid stories. I would be here all day if I brought up rap beefs and all that stuff. Is because of the Diddy case that's going on, and I believe that Young Miami is going to play a big role in that. Mm-hmm. And I wanted you all to know who Young Miami is. So when you hear her name, you see her name, is JT going to say something? Is she going to come up and say, no, I was at some of those things. Young Miami's not. Is she going to speak? Is she going to be quiet? That's why. So when you see what's happening, you'll know, how are all these people connected to this?
Or she could be distancing herself from
She could
Young
be distancing
Miami
herself.
because of the involvement.
How does 50 play into that? Because his baby mother is listed as a sex worker in Diddy's thing. And he wants full custody of his child. Connected to Young Miami, who he actually likes, and said he put her in his show. Mm-hmm. So you see how everybody's connected to each other.
What's her show you keep talking about?
She has a talk show.
Oh,
yeah, that nobody watched. Well, I don't know. We don't know
now. Have a following, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Young Miami, JT. These are the City Girls. So the City Girls was always two women, or
it's just two girls.
Two girls. Okay.
Now you always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is. You've been talking about him.
He has a
Jerrod Carmichael.
I don't think it's partly like a documentary that's on HBO.
I think it's more like Larry David.
Yeah, like that. He has a series coming out and pretty much talking about his lifestyle in the LGBTQ community, sharing with his family, doing some.
He just came out.
And he's been that way most of his life. So. And you tune in and you'll see his family's response, his dad and his jokes that he tells. Because I didn't know he was a comedian, right? Mm-hmm. He's a comedian. And then his partner. You're saying his partner is somebody known.
I didn't say that.
The guy that's in the thing with him, the show with him.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought you made it sound like you knew who his partner was.
I don't know who his partner
he likes in the show.
Oh, you talking about who he likes?
Yeah, who he likes.
Tyler, the Creator. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he shares things like that. So I think it's a 4-part series. I'm not sure. I started watching it.
It's on HBO.
Yeah.
And they show like his family. And first they didn't want to be in it because he kind of exposing them and how they are with him coming out.
Yeah.
And you said his mom didn't talk to him at first.
At first they didn't have their relationship was a little shaky.
He's real close to his mom.
Yeah. And then they got better in the talking. But then he actually challenges his mom as far as asking about her feelings about him.
Does she think he's going to hell?
I didn't see that part of it. I need to go back and watch it because Whoopi had to explain to him, you got to understand, if your parents are from old school, if they're religious, whatever, they may see you differently in your life's choices that you've made. And he says it wasn't a choice.
Okay.
That's it. Another thing. He said my choice was to not be it.
Right.
So I can make my family and friends happy. But he said that wasn't really me. Okay. So it was interesting watching his mom's response because she's a spiritual person.
Okay.
How do they respond to that? My son is living a lifestyle that I may not be in agreement with.
And he's open with it. So that's what's going on with Jerrod Carmichael. Mm-hmm. The other thing that he did was he went after donkey? No, this is not before I get to that.
Oh, okay.
He went after Dave Chappelle.
Ooh.
And he said that he didn't like Dave Chappelle making transgender jokes. And he felt like that was low blow.
But Dave Chappelle was real clear on what he was saying in his jokes. He was talking about a specific person that he come to know.
Whatever.
Was even something more than what I missed on the stage.
Dave Chappelle makes fun of transgender people.
Well,
if he does, so what? Yeah. You don't have to watch him if you don't like him.
But think about it as a transgender. I'm so sorry to say this, and even part of the LGBTQ, there are people who are not quite. They gonna crack on you.
Okay.
They crack on drag queens or whatever. So you gotta be ready to have thick skin to deal with it.
So he didn't like that Dave Chappelle cracks on transgenders and makes jokes about transgenders. And he said some very bad stuff about Dave Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle said on stage or something recently that Jerrod Carmichael owes him an apology. And Jerrod Carmichael came back and said, I'm not giving you no apology. I don't owe you anything. You pompous and you think that everybody got to bow down to you because you're the king of comedy. So I don't have to bow down to you and I'm not apologizing, which is fine. Who cares?
That's fine.
Well, now he's under attack for a joke. So now he's going to feel a little bit of what he was throwing at Dave Chappelle. And that's why...
you should just keep your mouth shut on
that's
anything
why
people say.
Charlemagne is giving him Donkey of the Day.
My thing is, if the joke wasn't about him, okay?
It's I'll tell you.
Okay.
The comedian Jerrod Carmichael sees backlash over a race-based slave play joke. The director on The Court of Three and comic star of The Carmichael Show received criticism after his joke about slavery tanked. Comic Jerrod Carmichael's testing of modern comedy audiences' ability to grasp race-based humor hit the skids quickly, as a gag made on his new HBO series tanked, and many online criticized his message. 37-year-old Carmichael dipped his toes in the concept of joking about slavery. Okay? Let's see. In a moment of the show, the writer-director comedy powerhouse spoke about his relationship with his white boyfriend. He said, I sometimes joke to him that our relationship is that of a slave and a slave master, son, who teaches me how to read by candlelight, the comedian says. In the episode, the joke lands a bit of thud in the moment, and audiences throw some shade, hissing, or they didn't like it. He groans too, because he's a good person, he says. He doesn't like that joke. I like that joke. That's my burden. I think that you know what is hilarious. It's not a funny joke.
I don't think.
In other words, I'm the slave and you the slave.
That's
master,
not funny.
Because his boyfriend is white.
That's not funny though. Because here's the thing, it's not funny in a number of ways. For you to even think of that analogy with you and your interracial dating, why would you go quickly to something that's so hurtful and a situation that was totally different and compare your relationship with your white partner to a slave master and a slave? How does that make you look, you stupid knucklehead?
It says, after Sunday's premiere, the clip quickly went viral across the web and social platforms, with several users saying that they believe that Carmichael is a self-hating black person, and others just criticizing the controversial idea of a race-based sex slave play. The fact that he has a platform to spew this mess makes him a danger to the black queer community, one audience member wrote on X. Jerrod Carmichael is a self-hating narcissist, another wrote. Soon enough, Carmichael's own Instagram account went dark. He had turned it off. But yet you went after Dave Chappelle. So now you know how Dave Chappelle feels.
You are truly a donkey for saying that, though. I don't even know why he would say that. That does seem like it's self-hate.
Self-hating.
You had issues. Here's the thing.
You making him your master.
When I was looking at a little bit of his documentary and he was talking to his mom, for some reason I felt he was still battling being accepted.
Yep.
And I think he struggles with that. Not so much because of your LGBTQ and what you are, just being accepted with your mom and your family.
Yep.
So that self-hatred is coming out, even in your jokes, for you to be okay with that?
Yep.
How you think your partner feels?
But to me, his partner don't like that joke.
No.
And to me, even more importantly than a bad joke, because as comedians, sometimes we make stupid jokes.
Yeah, you got to take it back.
You went after Dave Chappelle.
That's another thing.
You went after Dave Chappelle for making transgender jokes. It's not nice, is it, when people come after you when they don't like what you say?
But the point I was making with that, when Dave Chappelle made his transgender joke, and he was talking about really a relationship, a friendship he had developed with one particular one, he didn't say you. He didn't say nothing about you, Carmichael. But your joke is talking specifically about your partner.
Yes.
So you're wrong even with that.
And Justice says, maybe Chappelle can teach him how to write a joke.
Thank you.
That's the other thing that you have to understand as a comedian. We can say some really bad stuff.
Yes.
But if it's funny, people will go, ooh. I shouldn't laugh at that, but that is funny.
That is funny, though.
It was not only was it tasteless, it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
It's not a funny joke. If you're going to go out there, Dave Chappelle is funny.
Dave Chappelle can probably tell that same joke and make you laugh.
Dave Chappelle could tell a slave. Dave Chappelle on the Chappelle Show did slavery.
Yes. When he
did Kunta Kinte getting whipped and hanging on the thing. And what's your name? What's your name? And then they said, take 5. And he got down like he was a regular black guy.
What's the character he played where he thought he was a black man, thought he was white? Cleotis. Blind. Thought he was a white man.
Oh, black Negro.
I would never marry one.
I would. We visit Cleotis a year later. We noticed his wife wasn't there anymore. He had a white wife.
Yes.
Why did you divorce your wife, Cleotis? Cause she's a Negro lover. Now that's a tasteless joke.
That is.
But it's funny. So I agree with you, Justice. If you're gonna continue with this, I'm the slave and my boyfriend is the slave master.
Thank you.
Maybe ask Dave Chappelle how to make it funny.
Instead of criticizing
it's funny. You know when it's funny? If something happens to the slave master.
Oh.
That's when the joke becomes funny.
Or he did
not
something.
That he's over you, but that it somehow turns around that he's the slave. You're the one that has him chained up in bed doing stuff.
Something.
Who's the slave now? Then people might say, oh, that's funny.
Okay, that's funny. Or
behind closed doors, he's the slave. You're the slave master.
Did he say in the joke that his partner did some things that made him think that?
No, just because he's white. He went on the premise of him being white and him being black.
Slave owner and slave.
That's not funny.
That's not funny.
Maybe Dave Chappelle, like I said, would have twisted it and said, behind closed doors, you're the slave. Yeah. And I'm the slave master.
We switch roles.
And then his friends or the people on the farm are looking through the window saying, this is what's going on.
My gosh. I don't know, Carmichael. You need some help.
Even though that's a stupid joke, but I'm just saying that spins it a little bit.
You're right. You are the donkey. And if I was your partner, I'll reevaluate that relationship.
He should have been evaluated when he went on there and said he was in love with Tyler, the Creator.
Oh.
You said that. You saw it. He was telling Tyler, the Creator,
he was liking him.
that he likes him. They're friends. They're real friends in real life.
He had trouble coming out saying, I'm liking
you. He
you.
said, I have deeper feelings for you.
Deeper.
And Tyler, the Creator, was like, you stupid. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Like,
because they were friends.
Yeah. He wanted to.
So you would think his boyfriend would be mad at that.
Yeah. Y'all should watch the documentary. You'll learn a lot about Carmichael and his whole relationship and coming out. And he said for years he tried to live a heterosexual life, and he just that's his pretend thing.
Right.
But just
all right.
His crazy comedy. He has a different kind of comedy.
Yeah, he's funny to me. But that's not funny, that line.
Yeah, that wasn't funny.
All right. So now we always try to end with something funny.
Mm-hmm.
These two twins, the mom wanted to see if they are telepathical. What is it? You know how people say twins kind of do the same thing?
You feel things.
So she put a door between them and told them to do certain things. And she wanted to see if they'll do the same thing, not being able to see each other.
Okay.
If they have that telepathy thing. Okay.
Challenge.
All right, boys. We're going to test your twin telepathy, okay? All right. Touch your head. Okay. Raise one hand. Raise it super high. Turn around.
Turn all the way around, Taylor.
Turn around.
There you go.
All right, don't cheat, Chase. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Touch your belly. Show me your scared face.
Stand on one leg. Oh my god.
Okay, you ready?
This is crazy.
Show me you dancing. Oh.
Get it, Caleb. Get it, Chase.
Get it, Caleb. Get it, Chase. and wave bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Aww.
So that's cute.
Some things they
did together.
One of them you kind of had to think about it. Is it gonna be the smart?
All that work and what?
Okay, I'm doing it. Okay. I'm doing it, Lenore. Okay. So they did some things together.
Right.
But what they trying to test me, they wanted to see if they was gonna do same
like
things
if their
together.
arm go the same arm go up, if they turn around the same way.
What that showed me in that clip, you can already see which ones they're gonna be different in certain things. When they said turn around, the one turned around, and then they said all the way, and he didn't know what they was talking about.
He just turned around. He thinks differently. The other one turned all the way around.
And there was some things. It seemed like the one that turned a little bit is going to be more precise, more critical thinking, maybe.
I don't know.
And that other one seemed like he gonna be more creative.
If y'all know anybody with twins, or if you even have,
because they said raise your hand, and he went like this, and the other one went all the way up. And then she said all the way up. And then the other one went all the way up. He seems like he's precise. You didn't tell me to raise my hand all the way up.
You just said raise your hand.
Where the other one went all the way up. Everything they told him, he did extreme on it.
And there was some things they did alike.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
But isn't that something to have a twin?
I know families that had twins. And I remember one twin was in a car accident. The other twin felt something. She felt someone right, and they called, and that's what happened. She found out her twin was in a car accident.
So they share they share that womb. So isn't that something?
Isn't that something? And one can probably like sports. The other one may like music.
And
they both may like sports.
Some people think twins are creepy.
I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Well, that's why you always see in those scary movies. Those twins, they be in the hallway or something. All right, so that's it. So get our book. You got our book. 100 family-friendly jokes. The link is in the description, and the book is on Amazon. Okay? Go ahead. Take us out of it.
Okay, Father God, we give you glory and honor, oh God. We lift your name up, oh God. We thank you, oh God, for life, oh God, and for another opportunity to share our opinions. My sister mentioned earlier, we're not a news channel, so we may not have specific information on various things, or we may even be saying something incorrect. And it's all in fun. And we just like sharing our opinions on things and like hearing your opinions on things. And if we're truly off the mark, you guys can put it in the chat room saying, oh, you said her name wrong or spelled wrong or whatever. We're open to being, corrected if needed. But we just want this show to be a lighthearted show where people that do chime in our chat room are free to say what they feel like as well, whether they agree or don't agree. We don't want tension or anyone feeling any kind of tension or any kind of negativity, oh God. But we thank you. We continue to pray for all those in the chat room and the families, oh God, and that they're representing. We thank you that you know all. You're a God that knows all, and we thank you for what you're doing in all of their lives, whether their requests, their prayer requests may be unspoken. We pray for all the people we've spoken about. We continue to lift up our leaders that are running for office, a peace in the Middle East, oh God, with the whole Israel thing, with the Ukraine thing, oh God, and we just continue to, I know my sister brings us up to speed with artists like the City Girls and these other rappers that are out there, Father, but I just pray a spirit of adoption over these people, oh God, that they do come to know you, because knowing you is more important than anything, whether they're connected with P. Diddy or anyone else. Father God, I just pray that they put you first in their lives and that you direct their footsteps in whatever direction they're going, oh God. And what else did we talk about? I wanted to make sure I'm covering Rihanna. We know she probably has her own reasons, oh God, for trying to get people off and try to build some followers and viewers. Maybe she's selling an album. We don't know, but we just pray that she be more wise in what she's doing and not say things that's hurtful against any religion or any faith that's moving out there right now. And we just forever will give you the glory and honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Oh, and then too, before I go, I pray over the Carmichael situation and the David Chappelle situation that just happened, oh God, that we be really careful when we point our fingers at people's lifestyles. We're judging people, we're making comments about people, and regardless of what they're doing or we don't agree with, oh God, but we just pray that people will understand and be more compassionate with one another and not just be quick to judge and quick to talk about them or whatever. And a lot of times when we the seeds that we're sowing that are negative, it will come back to hurt us, oh God, because we may be doing the very same thing. So help us to be more compassionate with others, oh God. And these things I ask in your name, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I wonder if, what's her name? Jeanne said Tiffany Henyard.
There's an update
in Costa
Rica. Because she didn't come to the meeting that they had.
Oh, she didn't?
She wasn't there. They had a meeting the other day. And they're still trying to make, because you're saying they finally made the decision for former mayor Lori to be a part of the investigation, but she wasn't there.
So we'll see. We'll talk about it. Cotilia says amen. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later. See you later, TikTok.